Hey y'all, I'm Abby, More Than Just Skin. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend a little bit of time here with me. I would love to see you back here again, so hit that subscribe button and become part of the fam. I am a new YouTuber and I've just recently started uploading videos regarding beauty, skincare, makeup, and the like. So today's video is all about the new Urban Decay Beach collection. Urban Decay recently had a release of a collection called the Urban Decay Beach. They came out with a palette, an eyeshadow palette, some lipsticks, and some bronzers, and I think maybe some eyeliners. But I have been seeing it and I have been loving it because this is what it looks like. Isn't that so pretty? It's a gorgeous warm tone palette with these pretty blue shades that really caught my eye and really intrigued me. I have been wondering if I could figure out a way to make these blue shades work for everyday wear, something that's not kind of in your face blue. So what I'm gonna do, I already have on my makeup. I am going to show you how I have been wearing this palette for daytime, and then I'm also going to show you how I've been jazzing it up for nighttime. So I'm going to use I picked up the bronzers, I'm going to use the bronzers, I picked up some of the lipsticks, I'm going to show you the lipsticks, and yeah, so I'm going to show you how I have been what I've been doing with this palette, and a little spoiler alert, I really have been loving it. So I'm going to scoot in to you, zoom into you so we can get up close and personal, and we're going to get started. Okay, I want to start by apologizing if you hear my fan going, but I've been so hot filming in this room, I just decided I had to have a fan. So I'm sorry if it's a little distracting, but it's just kind of something that is necessary. So this is the palette. This is what it looks like. It is, it says Urban Decay Beach Eyeshadow Palette, and it just has this flip up top, and it has a mirror. But then it will flip all the way back like this, and you have the shadows right here, and it comes with 8 shadows. Now, the one complaint that I have been hearing a lot from the palette is that only one of these shades is matte. This shade right here, Daybreak, is the only matte shade in the entire palette. Now, I haven't had a problem with that. I'm going to show you how I've been making it work with having only one matte shade. And you know, it's a very summery, sparkly palette, and I feel like too, when summer gets here, that you kind of maybe want to go a little bit more sparkly anyway. So we'll talk about that as we go along. Now, I have put on foundation, I've set my face, I've put on concealer, I've set my under eye. So I am going to start with the bronzer. Now, it comes with 2 bronzers that you can pick from. The first one is called Sunkissed. And y'all, basically I just couldn't decide which bronzer that I liked better. Sunkissed, as you can see, has a little bit more of a reddish tone. Gorgeous. It really gives you that sun-kissed look, like the color you would get after you've been out in the sun or been at the pool, been at the beach. However, if you are a darker skin tone, this one is probably not going to work for you. The next one is in the shade Bronzed. I guess I would say if you are a real dark skin tone, neither one of these are going to work for you. But this is just a gorgeous shade as well. But if you're real fair, this one's not going to work. I would go with the Sunkissed. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to use both of them and show you how they look on the skin. So that's what we're going to do first, is bronze up the skin. So I'm going to start with Sunkissed, and I'm just dipping my brush in there, tapping them off, and just going to warm up the face. If you're wondering what foundation I'm wearing, I have on the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. Now I'm going to, you can see how it gives you kind of just like that sun-kissed glow. Perfectly named. I'm going to also go in with the bronze shade to just deepen up that bronzer a little bit. Okay, now that I'm bronzed up, I'm going to start with my eyes, and I'm actually going to prime my eyes with my e.l.f. primer. I love this primer. Oh, I forgot to say at the beginning, I've already put my brows on too. But I think this is just such an easy, good, affordable could be called cheap eyeshadow primer. Now I'm going to start with a real fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with this top color called Salt. And yes, it is a satin finish, but I'm just putting that all over the lid. It's gorgeous, gorgeous color. Next up, I'm taking a Sigma E40, and I am going in first with my bronzer with Sunkissed. And I am just going to, and this is something, a trick you can do if you have a palette that does not have a lot of great mattes that for transitions. So this is something that you can do. And I'm just going to put that in the crease, kind of above the crease for me because I have hooded eyes. The first shade is done. Now I'm taking a Japanesque 835 brush, and I'm actually going to go in with that other bronzer color called Bronzed to just kind of build up that color a little bit more. This is something you don't have to do, but this is kind of what I've been doing. You definitely don't have to have both these bronzers, but I have them both. I bought them both, so I'm using both. I'm going to go in with the palette, and I am going in with that matte shade there called Daybreak. And I'm using a Morphe M441 brush. And I'm just going to really place that in the crease and on the outer corner. Now I'm taking a Real Techniques brush, and I'm going in with this color at the very bottom called Wedge. And I'm just going to focus that on the outer V. And yes, that is a shimmer shade. Taking one of my first brushes that I used and going to just blend, blend, blend. And now for the lid, and I'm going to use my finger, and I'm going in with this shade 16th Street. It's just a really pretty bronzy gold you can see on my finger, I think. I'm just going to take that on my finger and dab it on the lid. For eyeliner, what I have been doing is I have been taking a small eyeliner brush and going in with this dark blue color called Plunge. And yes, this is my day look. Like I told you, I've been doing some I'm going to do a nighttime, show you how I kind of glammed it up for night. But I have been wearing this blue for day. I'm going to try to use And to kind of tone it down a little bit, I have been taking on that same eyeliner brush, this dark brown that I put in the outer crease called Wedge. It's the bottom shade. I have kind of been going over the top of that blue with that brown. I'm going to take a pencil brush, and I'm going to smudge out that lower lash line. I'm going to go in with my bronzer in the shade Sunkissed, and I'm just going to put that on this brush, and I'm just going to smoke out that lower lash line. Okay, so this is the eye look that I've been doing for day. I'm going to pop off camera, curl my lashes, put on some mascara, and I'll be right back to kind of show you the finished look and do blush and highlighter in that. Okay, I'm back. I have on mascara. I've curled my lashes. I did not have an Urban Decay blush to use, so I'm just going to use MAC in the color Sunbasque. It's just this really pretty peachy color. And I am taking a Sephora, what brush is this, 49 brush. And I'm just going to sweep some of this on my cheeks. It just kind of gives you a nice glow. And then I'm also, I didn't have an Urban Decay highlighter either, so I am using the Becca Light Chaser highlighter in Champagne Dreams Flashes Bellini. I'm using an IT Cosmetics brush, just kind of that. Okay, so highlights done, everything's done on the face. Now we're moving on to lips, and I am just gonna line my lips with this NYX pencil, and I don't even, y'all, it is so low. Oh, here it is 849 beige. It's just kind of a little bit of a shimmery nude, and it's just a good solid liner to have when you don't necessarily have a perfect match. Okay, so the collection came with 3 lipsticks. One was kind of just a frosty sheer that I felt like I was never going to wear. But then it came with 2 other shades. One shade is called Heatwave, and it looks like this. And it is metallic, and I'm going to swatch it. Look how pretty that is. And that is a color that I have actually, I'm not gonna lie about this, I have been looking for a color similar to that for a really, really long time. So that is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. Take that off. And then it also comes with 100 Degrees, which it looks like this. And it is kind of a sheer shade. And I am actually going to apply both of those just to show you what it looks like. This look that I have been wearing, I have actually been wearing it with a very nude lip. I think a nude lip from Marc Jacobs has been what I've been wearing it with. I also picked up this Urban Decay Hi-Fi Shine Gloss in the shade Fireball. I'm going to swatch it and show you what it looks like. And it's right there. And actually, I'm going to apply that one first. So you can see if you wanted to go to something very nude, I think that this gloss is better more as like a topper on your lips, but it's very minty feeling. It feels good. It's not overly sticky, and I really like the formula. Okay, now that the gloss is off, I'm going to go in with Heatwave. You can see how pretty that is. I think it's just a really, really pretty color. Looks good with the eyes. It would look good with basically any eye. Let's put a little bit of this gloss on it and see what that does. Ugh. It's pretty. I'm glad gloss is coming back because I have always been a gloss girl. Even when it wasn't on trend, so to speak, I just could never really embrace the liquid lipsticks. But yeah, this is really, really pretty. Now I'm going to try 100 Degrees. And I really like this. It's a very sheer formula. It feels good on the lips. And look how pretty that is. I just don't think you can really go wrong with a shade with a formulation like this for summer. So let's take my hair down so we can kind of get an idea of how this looks. So this is the finished daytime eye look. Now I'm going to throw my hair back up, and I'm going to show you how I changed this look into night. Okay, so to change this look into night, I am going to definitely glam it up some, and I'm going to glam up it. I'm going to glam up it. I'm gonna glam it up with going in with some of these blues. So I'm gonna take a Firm Blender E44 and I'm going to go in with this darkest blue in the shade Plunge. And I'm just gonna place that kind of on the outer corner. And I don't really want a whole lot, just a little bit. Just to kind of deepen up that outer corner. Not, ooh. Oh, it's kind of like, I think I'm gonna need to do some cleaning up under my eye. Okay, now that that blue is done and it's a little messy, I'm going to go in with Wedge and just kind of place that in the crease on top of that blue to kind of calm it down some. And as you can see, these shadows do have some fallout, especially because they're shimmery. So you do kind of have to go in and do some cleaning up, which is what I am going to be doing. Now I've gotten a Coastal Scents very small flat brush and I am going in with this brighter blue shade, which I have not used yet. And I am going to place that across the bottom lash line. And you can see how it just kind of builds up that blue. Now I'm going to also take it across the top lash line. It's still not a in-your-face blue. Still not, you know, it's still a little subtle, but it's still not a in-your-face, she's wearing blue eyeshadow. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to take a MAC Synthetic 242 brush. I'm going to mist it with some Fix Plus. And then I'm going to go in with the shade right here, Heatwave. And I'm just going to get that load. After it's been sprayed with Fix Plus, I'm going to go in with this shade Heatwave. And I'm just going to load my brush up. And then I'm just going to dab, starting kind of in the center, moving to the inner corner. And this just makes these, by spraying this brush, it makes these colors that much more intense. It really builds up the shade, the intensity of these colors. You don't have to do this. These colors are intense on their own, but I just felt like for nighttime, this is something pretty to do. Then I'm going to take that same Heatwave on the end, the very pointy end of that brush, and I'm going to put it under, kind of on top of that blue. And rub that just lightly on top of that blue. You could go back in, oh, one thing else I did do, I picked up this eyeliner, which is part of the collection. It's the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Lucky. And this is what it looks like. Shade. It's kind of a metallic shade. And I am going to put that on the waterline. And I put a little bit on top of the top lash line. Yeah, so you could go back in and kind of juice up your mascara if you wanted to. The mascara that I used today was this new one that I got free with an e.l.f. order. It's called the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Mascara. Okay, my thoughts about this collection. Y'all, I love it. I have always been very impressed with Urban Decay shadows. For the longest time, that's what I used, was the Naked palettes, and that was the only thing I used, and I really, really liked it. Let's start off with and talk about the bronzers. I love these bronzers. I think they're gorgeous. I think both colors are beautiful. and they are something that you could use in your collection. They are easy to blend, they are creamy, they feel good on the skin, and they also go on well on the eyes to contour the eyes out. Definitely the star of the show would have to be the palette. When I first looked at this, I was like, I really don't need this because I have these colors up here in the Naked Heat palette, colors similar to that, but these blues just really drew me in and they just make me think of summer. And I was kind of intrigued to see how I can make the blues work without just putting blue across my eyelid, because I'm going to be honest, the chances of me wearing blue across my eyelid are slim to none. And I have a day job where I need to look professional, and I will admit that I used this dark blue as an eyeliner this week and wore it to my professional job, and I think it looked really good and really brought out the color of my eyes. Now, one thing I will say about these shadows, there is a lot of fallout. I can see fallout right here, you know, things that kind of need to be touched up. Probably a good idea when you're using this palette would be to do your eye makeup first and then put on your foundation. That was just not something that I did, and in filming this video I didn't really think that would work out. But yeah, there is some fallout, but as far as the way, just all in all, I really do like this palette. Do you need it? Probably not, especially if you're not going to be adventurous and dive into some of these blues. There are plenty other warm palettes out there, but it is a fun palette for summer. The eyeliner, I really think the eyeliner is a lot of fun, and it's just a pretty copper color that is something unusual. It's metallic, and I do think I will reach for this a good bit this summer. As far as the lip products go, this is a gorgeous bold lip because it's kind of a little bit sheer and glossy. I can see myself reaching for this a lot. It feels good on the lips, it's not drying, it's very smooth, it's very creamy. I really do love the copper shade as well. That's a color that I've kind of been looking for recently, and I've had a hard time finding it, so I'm really excited to find it and get it into my collection. Now, not part of the beach collection, but I did also talk about the Hi-Fi Shine lip gloss. This is the color Fireball. I think these are great lip glosses. They are not overly sticky. They feel of peppermint, but I don't really think they have a plumping effect. But this one is great on top of, maybe I should throw some on top of this color and just to see. Just to kind of see. Yeah, I mean, it feels good on the lips. It's just a gorgeous lip gloss. So that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please list them below. If you have any comments or suggestions, I would love to hear those as well. And as always, I hope this video finds you having a fantastic day and a great week, and I will see y'all all soon. Bye, y'all.